let's get back to trading. Oh, not moving. Okay. Belt moving up. That lows me £2,000. £3,000. Yeah. Got 400 off. There's the 8 o'clock scrum, the algorithmic trades. Okay, guess we're live, good to go by the looks of it. Okay, here we go. Right, let's get this show on the road. And make sure you tap the screen 10 times as you enter the chat. Just helps with the algorithm. Shows engagement in the chat stream. And today the biggest mover is Getty Images, but it's not moving right now on great volume, so we're not going to trade that. Pagaya we've been watching this and it made its move up, a little pullback, so I got in for the new high, and it's now pulling back again. So if you're planning on trading Pagaya, the reason I'm trading Pagaya, the reason I'm watching Pagaya is that it's moved up huge amounts. If you look at it on the daily, it's moved up huge amounts in the last week. We've taken over $70,000 off Pagaya in the last week, so it is the second most profitable ticker for me in July. I think it might actually be my second most profitable ticker, full stop, but we'll see. Hey, same thing. Let's do me a favor, buddy. Tap the screen 10 times. It just helps with the algorithm, and it pushes it out to more people. Bills were passed. They certainly were. The chip bill went through as well. Let's have a look at the SPY and the Nasdaq at the moment. So look at it on the 15-minute. It's probably easier. So we got this run up yesterday, really good bullish run. Then on the back of some big names having good earnings, we got further. But it's really, since those earnings reports printed, it's really trading sideways. SPY, that's the S&P500. Nasdaq is trading sideways, but slightly downwards trending. The Russell Index, the opposite, trading sideways but slightly upwards trending. And the Dow Jones overall is just sideways. So I'm watching Siga. It's up at all-time highs. It's 24.22 is the all-time high, so it's actually potentially got potential to get back up there. Tough Built is something I'm watching as well because it's starting to rally again after good news yesterday. Pagaya, we had our little rest day yesterday, so potentially have a move up again today. They're always a little sus. I mean, come on, the US, the whole US political system is sus. I mean, there's no other government on the planet as corrupt. You know, you to get into office, you need to raise funds, and to raise funds, you have to take backhanders and envelopes from corporate businesses. The legislation is there to defend the people against, but no, it does it the other way around. That's what I'm saying. Hate the game, not the player. You can hate the player as well, but the whole political system in the US is absolutely corrupt as F you suck. There we go. So we've got some likes on the board. Hopefully that'll push the stream out. It was scheduled for the top of the hour, so we're slightly ahead. So I'm just going back to the 1 minute for Pagaya. We got this breakout here. And wrote it up. We just 5,000 shares, and took it off at the top when it started to come back. So just waiting for it to again. It wasn't huge volume. We got this increase in volume, but it wasn't huge volume. It's just the way that Pagaya's been moving. I felt comfortable taking that initial breakout. So using different scanners today. My normal ones are having a few technical issues, so I'm still Benzinga, but I'm using the beta scanner today. Slightly different, and I'm watching it on the last 30 minutes. So if I look at it the last hour, or if I look at it on I can flip between the two, kind of a touch of a button, which is great. So Tough Built and Pagaya, I've been watching for a while. Senti Bioscience is 244. I'm not seeing a specific catalyst on Senti though. Well, I'll have a look at Barrick Gold in a minute, just because the ticker on Barrick Gold is actually gold, I think. Barrick Gold, 1582. Well, that's up 1 and a bit percent, 120 base points. Tough Built looking like it. I'm pretty sure we traded Tough Built and Pagaya at the start in pre-market on Monday and Tuesday. But whatever happened to not trading pre-market, Tony? Hey Matty, afternoon to you as well. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any catalyst for Senti Bioscience. I mean, it's not great volume. It's up, but it's not great volume anyway. So, well, actually, it is. It's not bad volume. It's well above average. It's 5 million shares average. It normally does. So 5 million shares right now. It normally does 670k. So yeah. Amazon up on the back of the earnings yesterday. So for Amazon to move 11%, you know that it's good. But currently 136 ish. No, there's other metals that they can build the chips on as well, but I think one of the big shortages in practical metals at the moment is stopping. I mean, we're all moving towards EV, for example, which is effectively moving the pollution off the roads and to the power, the power plants. But when you think about that for a second, there's a huge increase in because we're not going to be using lead batteries. It's going to be nickel and tungsten batteries. So there's an increase in the demand for those as well. So the price of those are going to go up. And practical metals, copper, because of the amount of copper that's required in an electric vehicle versus a regular vehicle is extremely large as well. So the price of copper is going to go up as we increase our EV usage as well. So yeah. So it's not just gold that the latest. Have a look at the last 30 minutes. Gaia, Roku. Not much moving up right now, so I'm just keeping an eye on last 15 minutes. Getty, still right. Earwax. I'll keep it to an hour. Hey, Alistair. Yeah, I was watching. It just so happened I was watching Pagaya as it broke out. I was looking at Pagaya as it broke out. So we got the move up, the volume started to come in. We got the pullback, and I jumped in for a classic setup, breaking new highs. I called it out on the Discord as well, Alistair. If you've been paying attention, I called it out on the Discord just before I entered. So not that it was advised. I'm just letting other people know that that it was breaking out. Popped up sideways now. Nice tough built. Got this algorithmic spike there in volume. So tough built, high of session now is 692. So it breaks $7. It's going to be interesting. Last time it was up over $7 was when we got crucified with that algo spike. I'll forgive you if you're sitting in the sunshine having a glass of wine. I'll forgive you. I've got no wine left. So after this stream, I'm going shopping. I need a shop. My cupboards are bare. I do this all the time. I'll get a big shop in at either the beginning or the end of the month or whatever, and then I'll just get bits and bobs across the month, and then I'll go shopping. When my cupboards are bare, I'll literally eat everything in the cupboards, even if it's crap, until I'm ready to do another big shop. I just don't like going to the supermarket, shopping at the supermarket. It's. I really should start doing online shopping, get it delivered. I just don't enjoy shopping at the supermarket. Yeah, I'm using the beta scanner there, Alistair. Use the beta scanner. It's that's still working. I've opened a ticket for the mover scanners. What the friggin' hell was that? I'm being shot in my kitchen. And I've got no dog treats. I'm out of dog treats as well, Matthew. You'll be. What filters? Well, I know what I'll tell you. What I've got. I've got. So I've removed ETFs off the type. So I've got common stock and ADR as the only types. I've got price above $2 and volume on the 5 minute to over 10,000. So that's the filters that I've got. So it's got to be doing more than 10,000 shares every 5 minutes. That's averaging like 2,000 shares a minute, which is very low. Anything less than that, it's not worth trading. And then I've got all the columns. You can probably see it on the YouTube, but you're probably not watching it on the YouTube. But I've got columns across the board. I've got all the volume and momentum columns that I can just click and have a look. I've even got the relative volume column open, but. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going shopping after this treat, Matt. So I'll be. I don't know who that is, Nashville, but you know, I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be going getting some treats after this stream, Matt. So, you know, it's no excuse not to hit the tap the screen 10 times. We still all need to tap the screen 10 times periodically. Just because and she's fast asleep on my sofa anyway. I'm glad I've got a throw across my sofa because she's getting really cheeky lately. She didn't used to be laid up on the sofa unless I was there and she was going across my lap. But now she's got into the habit of when I'm sat at my desk, she jumps up on the sofa and goes to sleep there. Very dragon that she is. I'm not particularly fond of this beta scanner. I prefer the gap scanners. The way I'm just stuck in my ways. I'm just fuddy-duddy, stuck in my ways. It comes to us once you get 40. That's you. There's no changing them. Any woman that wants to date a man over 40 years old and expects him to change, he ain't gonna. I'm telling you. You get to 40, that's you done. So, Ayala Pharmaceutical just hit the scanners. Some decent volume came in on that candle. Not seeing any catalyst. No. Not seeing any specific catalyst as yet. I'll keep an eye out on the news ticker in case it loads a little bit late. But that's just it's gone from like 145 to sort of a good 25% gain in 3 minutes, so 5 minutes. It's gone from 145 up to 205. Yeah, cheers, day trading. I'll wait for the momentum. So Pagaya, I got in there and got the ride up. This pullback and the ride up. Exited at the top. It's just trading sideways at the moment. I'll wait for the volume to come back in and then trade it. Day trade for fun. Tough built. It's testing that $7 region. Like I say, it's not been. It's not been up at $7 since that algo flush. So do I just put in Google Nashville? Do I put in Google that guy that says love your journey? Give me something to go on here. You normally do, Matt, actually. Do I ever park my money just to get a break? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I catalyst or capitalist? A bit of both. You mistake me for a lot of things, day trading. I don't know about Italian, but they certainly mistake me for a lot of things. I've had German. I've had Swedish. I've had Spanish when I lived in Spain, when I had the nice tan. And people just come over, start talking to me in Spanish, and I'm like, well, más despacio, por favor. When they think you're local and it's a local that thinks you're local, they come over and it's particularly in the Malaga region, the Malagueña dialect. It's just, they just throw it, there's no consonants. They just scream all these vowels at you. And you're like, how am I supposed to decipher that? And you're like, you know, just the accent. What do you mean by park? Go on, Nashville. What do I mean by, do I ever park my money just to get a break? So we're over $7. So Tough Built is now of interest. It's up 22% on the day. Gaia is also died out in terms of volume that you can see here. Needs more volume. Once she starts getting over kind of 30, 40, 50,000 shares a minute, we'll be back interested. It was up at like 32,000 here, but pre-market, you can expect lower volume pre-marketing. There's less liquidity in the market, but Tough Built, right? And look, let's look for a nice little entry. Need a pullback. There's the break of the $0.25. There's my pullback. $0.25 it is. Oh, yeah, Siga's up at 22s, 22.50s now. There's not a lot of shorts on Siga though. Tough Built, there's a lot of shorts. I'd like to see Tough Built over $10 because of the then you'll get a short squeeze. A lot of shorts on Tough Built. My goodness, Redbox is, I'm just having a look at the short interest on Redbox. That's like 64%. That's another big one. Tough Built's down at 40% now, so still huge short interest. So let's see if we can't squeeze these shorts out. Nice to squeeze these shorts out, and then they'll all have to cover at the bell. Imagine that. 40% of the float having to buy again at the bell. Send it parabolic. Did we just get faked out pre-market? That's the question. Mm-hmm. 13 on the 2 minute is the low. And not a good one. We'll see. We'll come back up in a moment. What's my thoughts on Pagaya today? Pagaya, I think it'll move up. I'm expecting it to move up. Look at it on the daily. So this is the pattern on the daily. So we had the it started off on Tuesday, but then we got the run on the Wednesday last week. We had a small consolidation day. Run on the Friday, big run on the Friday. So when we got over what was it 30,000 on it on Friday. Consolidation day on Monday, run on Tuesday. We got another 26 or whatever it was, and then a run on Wednesday. Yesterday, consolidation. Looks like we're going to be able to get a bit of a run today. I'm expecting maybe a run today. I might be wrong, but I'm expecting a run on Pagaya today, up to 24.25. Test the highs, and if it breaks the highs, we've got blue skies ahead. So 25 is the 24.94 is the all-time high on this. So if it breaks 25, blue skies ahead, and you're just looking at psychological levels to look for resistance levels. So what was I just in tough build? Yeah, typical. Yes, I was live. Yes. So I am live, and this is trading live pre-market. Amzn back testing the VWAP again. Siga is kind of hovering around the green line. Let's have a look at what's moving on the last half an hour. Aapl, tough built, MongoDB. That's about it. Over the last hour, we've had tough built Pagaya, MongoDB. Getty's just not got the huge volume that I really want to see. It's a bigger float as well, so what is the float actually? That's a good question. Tony, what is the float size on Getty Images? I can't see the float size. It's got 340 million shares outstanding. The float's probably going to be about 200 million, I would expect, maybe 150. Okay. Small gains on tablet, that's all you need. I've got small losses, so I got in for the breakout here. I'll wait for another breakout, like there, on the 1 minute. Low of this is 710, 517, which is where I'm in. That's what you want. If you break it out, if you're looking for anywhere between 5 and 10 cents on your gain, then you'll be making good money. If you get between at least 5 to 10 cents on each move, when you get in, you'll make good money. But this is a continuation from yesterday's catalyst that came out. Ouch. I think I'll book myself into the osteopath this weekend, I think. Get my back cracked. Does anyone else go see the osteopath? I mean, the algorithmic drop, so the algorithmic flush, it's essentially the market makers pull the bid. When they get a big order, they want to clear the big order. So if they get a big sell order and it's a market order, they'll pull the bid and it'll flush the price right down, and that big order will get whatever the next whatever the next bid is, and it'll keep going down, filling all the bids. So they'll fill the big orders first, essentially. And when they do that, it flushes the price down. That algorithmic flush on Monday, was it? Monday, I think it was. The algorithm, or it might have been Tuesday. The algorithmic flush was down to I think we got 2 million shares, not 1 million shares across 2 minutes, and those shares across those 2 minutes were accounted for half the entire float, so it recycled half the entire float in that time. It's got out up there for a little over 10-cent move, up 5,000 shares, up 2.5 at a time. Locking in slow gains. Scalping, really? Go back up to 1900. The recession isn't bullish. You're always, what you're getting is a situation where you've got a bear market rally, which is what we're in right now. So if you look at where the top of the market was back at the new year, it doesn't happen that often. It usually happens on news. So, and the problem is with if you've got safety nets during the open hours. If you're in a particular stock in pre-market or post-market, that's when you get the big algorithmic flushes. Simply because lower liquidity, lower volume, and you don't get the safety nets. You've got a safety net of the SEC volatility halts if something like that happens during the open market. You should also be able to have your stop losses in place during the open market, which is an additional safety net, your own safety net, but you've got the SEC safety net of volatility halts. So if it flushes down a certain level, it'll automatically stop trading for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever the severity of the volatility is. The problem was it was pre-market, so there's no volatility halt, and you can't set stops pre-market. So always risky to trade pre-market. I would recommend, if you're a new trader, trade very small pre-market or don't trade pre-market at all. The volatility can be higher, but it's on lower volume, so the breakouts are not as reliable. You're much more likely to get faked out pre-market than you will in the open hours. And my own statistics, I'm an experienced and profitable trader, and my own statistics are telling me that I'm not profitable pre-market. So it was a bullish day, because, like I say, if you look at let's look at the Nasdaq right now, for example. Look at it on the daily. So I'll just zoom out. You look at this on the daily. So we're going back to December. We've got all-time highs, end of November, December. This is the Nasdaq. It then pulls back, and we have nobody saying this is a bull market. It's a bear market rally. So that would have been in March. Then a big sell-off, a bounce, bear market rally. Now we're having another bear market rally. We need to get back up to at least kind of 350 before we can even consider being in a bull market again. Really. This is on the Qs. So we get these bounces, and it's upwards. It's not a bull market. This is a bear market rally. So it's like any market on any time frame. You're going to get big moves to one side, and then you're going to get consolidations. You're going to get bounces to the other side, which are not quite as big. So we're still in the long term downwards trending, and until we start to get a succession of higher highs, we get. Right now, for us to consider thinking being bullish, we need to get over what's the high here. It's about 315 on the Nasdaq, which we could do today. In reality, if we get over that, then that's a positive sign, because the last time we were up there was back in May, and so we then get a succession after that of higher highs, higher lows, moving up. We potentially could start saying that, well, we have bottomed out down here. On the S&P500, you'll see a similar pattern. The huge sell-off from the highs in December. We had this rally here, then sell-off, rally, sell-off. We're having a rally. So from a S&P point of view, the target we need to get to is close to 420 on the SPY. So it's not a bull market until we've had that continuous higher highs, and we got rid of the lower lows. Hey, Tough Belt, where are you? Just trading you and looking for action. Bring me action. Well, you'll catch no sympathy from me, Nashville. Your gas prices, and I don't know why you call it gas, because when it's actually a liquid, but that's a colloquial thing. But your gas prices are about a third of what they are here in Europe, about half of what they are here in Ireland. You go to Sweden and they're about a third of what they are in Sweden. So I'm here in Dublin and you're complaining about gas prices, and I'm sorry, but you'll get no sympathy from me. Try coming over here and filling your tank up. Trust me. And it's not like I've got a small car. It's a bloody 2.8 diesel. So going back to your algorithmic flush, Nashville, think of it this way: you've got you've got stairs, and the transaction are taking place on the stairway, okay? And this is probably the simplest. I can break this down. What on earth is that? I've seen it all now. So we've got monitored car parking outside. So if you park and you've not got a permit, the guys come along and clamp it. There's a guy out there with a handle grinder grinding off the wheel clamp on his car, bless him. Oh, fair play to him, fair play. But going back to the analogy in terms of the algorithmic flush, so think of it this way: you've got people exchanging on the stairs, and if you're going to buy something, you put a bid in, and if there's nobody wants to buy it, let's say someone wants to buy something at for $1, you want to buy something for $1, but there's nobody selling it for $1. The person on the store below will say, "I'll sell it to you. You know, if you want to buy it for," the person on the stair above says, "If you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you for $1.10." And then if you want 10 of them and he's only got 5, he said, "Well, I'll give you 5 at $1.10." And the guy on the stern above him says, "Well, I'll sell you the next one. I'll sell you the next 5 at $1.20." So between those two people, there's nobody buying it or selling it at $1, but you only want to pay $1. But if you want it and you press the buy, I'm buying it, you're actually paying 5 of them will get filled at $1.10, and then 5 will get filled at $1.20. The inverse is the same if you're looking to sell, but there's nobody prepared to buy. Now, if you've got 1 million shares or 500,000 shares, what happened previously, that goes into the market makers. It goes into the market makers, and they'll look at these big orders and they'll look at them to fill first. Now, most of the people aren't actually selling. The orders on the book aren't selling 500,000 shares. They're not selling 100,000 shares. So you've got these big orders on the book. And what then happens is they'll take these orders, and it might not be 500,000 shares. It might be, okay, I'm going to unload 10 orders of 50,000 shares or whatever it is. And they'll take that and then they'll start filling it, and they'll step down the stairs for who's available, who's got shares to sell, that's actually put a bid in there to say, look, or an ask in there that I'm going to sell these shares. This is what I want for them. This is what I'm prepared to pay for them, etc. So I'm not paying any more than that. So then you've got this big order. It gets filled on stair 1. It fills some of your order. This is why you get the slippage as well. It fills a little bit more on the next stair down, and a little bit more, and then it just keeps going down, and the price keeps going down on all these stairs, and you get slippage all the way down. Now that's the big order. If you're coming in behind him, trying to get filled with, you're trying to sell and you're behind him, all of those bids that were getting filled by this big order are no longer there. So you get this flush right down to the bottom of the order book, and you're like, okay, well, I just got flushed down from $7 to $6. And that's all because someone with a big order basically cleared the order book. It cleared the order book full of bids down to a certain level until they filled off all of their shares. So that's how the algorithmic flush works. If that doesn't make sense, I've tried to make it lay terms. I mean, this is a channel for beginner traders, so I don't want to go into the technical aspects, but or too much jargon. So I'm trying to make it in lay terms, trying to explain it in analogies that people understand. So if you are an experienced trader and you're laughing at the explanation because it's a bit simplistic, that's fine. It's for the new traders on the thing. How do you know that? Well, you can actually see it on the time and sales first and foremost. So you get the on the level 2, you get the big bit. You get the big big asks. You get the big orders, the big sell orders, and then once they sometimes they get broken up, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're in there as a big order, but sometimes they get broken up. But as they transact, you can see those actions taking place on the tape. All right, what else is moving? Gaia? That's sideways, not doing anything. So it's very low price, but if you're interested, Ayala Pharma is up at 215s now. It's up 50% on the day. It's been quite volatile this week. It moved huge on Monday after hours, and then it moved huge pre-market before selling off on Tuesday. It's had a big move before the open on Wednesday, and it popped before the close last night. So Ayala Pharmaceuticals moving up quite. Yes, I can certainly do that. I've been flicking between the SPY and the Nasdaq and everything else. So SPY had that rally yesterday. It's pulling back a little bit right now, but it's still up on the day, 40 base points. I might actually do a video on that algorithmic flush over the weekend for YouTube. It's one of those that a lot of people, since I mentioned it on the on my video, got caught in an algorithmic flush, and then I mentioned it on the YouTube trade recap and showed it. People are like, well, what is it? Why does it happen? How often does it happen? But I might actually just do an explanation over the weekend. So this is the SPY. Nasdaq is pulling back as well a little bit. What do we have in terms of earnings today? So we've got ExxonMobil, Procter & Gamble. This is all before the market opens. So we've got ExxonMobil, Procter & Gamble, AstraZeneca, Chevron, Bank of Santander. So there's some significant. There are some significant earnings this morning. Just see if there's anything come out. Merck. Right, there's it. That's interesting. So for Twitter, the judge orders October 17th to 21st for the trial of the Musk Twitter case. It's relatively quiet this morning. There's not huge moves. Not seeing. Procter & Gamble shares are trading lower after the company recorded worse than expected Q4 results. So Procter & Gamble, not great. And for if there's any more. Providence. beats. Providence is reporting a beat. Piper Sandler is a beat. So that's okay. So we're getting the morning's earnings reports coming out. Not really affecting much in terms of price spikes and the overall market. Apple just moved up back up to 161.78. Amazon 135s. I mean, it's kind of moving with the wider market, down after it popped up. So the still up on the day. Russell Index probably the worst performing of all the indexes. Small cap index. So these earnings reports are not affecting the Russell in the same way that they would affect the S&P or the Nasdaq or the Dow, etc. So why am I even looking at the ECB bank? Tough belt. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's. I've got the 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute all open. Okay, on the algorithmic flush, you just see it's a big holder unloading his shares. No, it's actually yes, it is, but it's a zero-sum market. So for everybody that's selling, if it's one person selling, there has to be someone buying. So if you've got buy orders placed on the level 2, for example, if you've got buy orders placed and someone comes with a 50,000 sell order, the first person, the closest person on that sell order with a buy order is going to get filled, and then that sell order will have cleared that level off, and it'll go to the next level. So it will push the price down. So that's what you know. There's got to be an equal number of sellers to an equal number of buyers. It's a zero-sum market. So what will happen is that the market makers will clear the bid, clear the book of the bid, whilst they fill that order. And so if you're depending on which market maker you're going through, there's a whole bunch of different market makers you can go in through. So you can have what if you've got a big, just put it into this context. If you've got a big seller and lots of smaller buyers at different levels on the stairs, then it'll force the price down. If you've got a big buyer and lots of sellers, smaller sellers on the stairs up, it'll force the price up. Do I teach reading the charts in my course? Yes, there's a whole section on reading charts and spotting windows and gaps and windows and support, resistance. There's a whole section on that. Yeah, that's the volume. So that's what happens when the volume comes out. So there's less people buying. So you look at the volume histogram, which is as a day trader, this is extremely important. In fact, it's one of the most important things. It's one of the first things that you should be looking for. Yes, we want the volatility. If we get something that's moving, it's moving a certain percentage, that gives us the range to trade in that we can take advantage of. So if it moves 10%, we can actually take advantage. Even if we're going to get half of that move, we've got, you know, a 5% move that we could potentially take advantage of, and that can be a big thing. Now, if it's not doing it on volume, there's no trade, because it makes it riskier, it makes it less reliable, and you can get somebody with a reasonably big size. And like I say, if you've got a bigger buyer than a bunch of smaller sellers, it's gonna force the price up. And if you've got a bigger seller than a bunch of smaller buyers, it's going to force the price down. Now, if you've only got a small amount of sellers and a small amount of buyers, that what's considered a big seller or a big buyer, it comes down. It's all relative. So you need good volume. You need a lot more sellers and a lot more buyers just to hold back. Because if you get in to a position, think about it this way: if you get into a position, let's you take 5,000 shares and you have to buy it off 10 different sellers, it's going to push the price up. But if you then want to unload those 5,000 shares and there's nobody buying it, so there's no liquidity in the market, there's not enough volume, there's nobody buying it, the next 10 buyers, when you come to unload, you're going to get slippage. Now, you can put a limit order in there, in which case you'll only get partial fills until someone's ready to buy it at your price, which is what I do. But if you don't put a limit order in, you could be the one that instigates that flush. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be unloading huge size in a low liquidity period for a stock, which pre-market and post-market tend to be. So which is why it's more dangerous to trade, more risky to trade out of our sessions than it is in the open market. Good morning, young Raptor. So ideally you want to be selling while it's on the uptick. So if you can get out while it's on the uptick, but you want to be selling just before there's so for example, if you're watching, and this is what I use the level 2 for, I'm watching for substantial orders at a particular level. So if I see a big sell order, so if I'm watching Tough Built right now, it's currently trading at 711. If it's moving up and moves up to 725 and I see a big sell order at 730, I know that I should be looking at getting out. It reaches 730, I should be at least taking some of my position off and selling as well. Now we might get that big seller, I'll push the price down, at which case I've got out some of my order, if not all of it, for a profit, and I can then get out the rest at either break even or a marginal loss. So that trade will then be a profitable trade. So you want to be trying to get out while it's on the uptick. If it's flushing down, there's two things that you can do. You either cut your losses quickly, or depending if it's an algorithmic bounce, an algorithmic flush that's not on news, it's just an algo, clear the books off an order, it's not on news. The reason that it didn't bounce for Tough Built is it was on news, so everybody wanted out. If there was no news that caused them that, it was just a seller, then you'll get the buyers buying it back up and the price will return to normal. So you want to take that calculated risk as well. If you get caught in a flush, do I hold and buy the dip and take the risk, or do I and then ride it back up for a profit, or do I cut my losses early? And my advice is cut your losses as early as can. You can always get back in when it starts to come back up. That's all. Just saying. Thoughts on the Nasdaq? I'm actually bullish on the Nasdaq today. I think even if we have a red day on the Nasdaq, I don't think it's going to be a heavy red day. I think potentially we'll see another green day today. We had good earnings and good results from Apple and from Amazon yesterday, which are both on the Nasdaq. We had conversely Intel was down, but we had the chip bill passed, which potentially could give a boost to the tech sector, which is the Nasdaq. So the chip bill coming in, if we get a few big farmers or whatever with good news, that could alter the thing as well. Do I ever put an order in and see it show up on the level 2 twice? No, but I have seen fake orders on the level 2. So you can see a big order on the level 2. Sometimes you see a hidden somebody trying to hide, but and you can actually do that, by the way. You can actually request that it's a hidden order that doesn't show up on level 2. But there is. Level 2 is not reliable. You can't use it for trading. Well, you can, but I wouldn't advise it. It can be manipulated. So if you've got people placing orders and they will cancel that order, they can place triggers and they will cancel that order when the price action reaches a certain level. So they might place an order. Let's go back to Tough Built. They might place a big sell order at 7:30. But when it gets to 7:29, that order gets cancelled, because what they're looking for is to kind of frighten people away. They don't want to short it. They don't have the money to short it or whatever it is, but they don't want it to go. So they're trying to scare people away. Same thing with the buy orders as well. So you'll get fake orders being put in and then cancelled just before it hits that level. So level 2 can be manipulated. You need to be wary of that, which is why I say don't trade on level 2 alone. Trade the price action. There's only really one indicator, or two indicators that are leading indicators. One is the volume histogram. You can see that moving as people are making, which is the time and sales. Time and sales, volume histogram, they're related to the same thing. Those are the transactions that are taking place, and the price action. Those are the only things that you can actually trade effectively as leading indicators. Everything else is a lagging indicator. So you're looking at, if you're looking for patterns like I do, pattern breakouts, you've got to recognize that nothing is 100%. And if nothing's 100%, you've got to manage the risk on it going against you. If it's at 80%, if it's statistically 80%, you get the breakouts. You've always got to plan for the 20. I need to Google "love your journey," do I, Nashville? Guy that says "love your journey." Right, where's Pagaya? Watching Tough Built consolidate. Guy, oh, gonna pop up there, but low volume, so you can't trade that. Okay, what are my scanners saying to me today? Well, the gaps are not working, so I'm using the beta scanner. Let's go back to the overall. I'll probably buy Amazon next week, so let's hope it doesn't pop too much before then, or even sell off before then. It can sell off. How did ExxonMobil's earnings go? S&P, like the Nasdaq, I am expecting slightly bullish. I'm not expecting a big day. Fridays tend to be quieter in general anyway. Not expecting a huge day. Okay, well, there's a surprise. ExxonMobil recorded record quarterly profits with big refining margins. So this is what's the problem with the world. People are talking about inflation. People are talking about interest rates, and people are talking about consumer spending. Stick your consumer spending. What's rising prices is, and it's not the price per barrel of oil, it's greed from companies like ExxonMobil. They've had the biggest ever earnings per quarter this last quarter, while everybody like you and me is paying twice what we would normally pay at the pumps for a gallon of diesel or a gallon of petrol. And they're making huge gains, bigger profits than they've ever made before. It's their greed. Now, if they were making the same level of profits and the same revenues that they were making this time last year, we wouldn't be paying this stupid prices that we're paying at the pumps. It's that simple. It's QED. It's not rocket science. That and the bloody government taxes on top of it. So the government's earning more in tax revenue because the prices are higher, so the percentage that goes on is higher in terms of tax. And then these bloody clowns, this is capitalism at work for you right now. Is your little person, your average Joe on the street gets squeezed, and these billionaires, CEOs of these oil companies end up, giving themselves a 30% pay rise bonus or whatever because of recorded, massive profits. Now, fine, I'd be doing exactly the same thing in their position, but it doesn't make it right. Sorry, that's just me ranting about seeing ExxonMobil with, record high profits. Yeah, there you go. In Ireland, Bord Gas, 74% increase in operating profits. And Bord Gas used to be a publicly state-owned company. It's a semi-state right now, but it used to be owned a state-owned company. So it's providing, and a monopoly for that matter, it's providing gas to the people. It's 74% increase in operating profits. And the people are paying double the price of what they were paying 12 months ago. To heat, and they're saying it's because of Russia shutting the gas pipes off that the price has got. It's not gone up. The price for the raw end has not gone up. It's might have gone up marginally, but everybody's sticking their additional profits on top of that and using it as an excuse to squeeze more margin for themselves out of it. British Gas, Bord Gas. Shell, whatever it is, they're all profiteers, is what they are. You used to be able to get shot or hung for profiteering. During the World War II, if you were caught profiteering, they would hang you. It was considered a capital offence, so you could get capital punishment for that. They could kill you for it. Now, even if they get, convicted of paedophilia or something, they get a pat on the back and a community order sentence or whatever, because they're big wigs in suits. Oh, should we change the name of this channel from Day Trade with Tony to Tony Rants? I mean, you've got me on one today. More ranting, less more ranting and less, should be more trading, less ranting, Tony. Scare all the viewers off. Siga right now. Yeah, Getty's moving, but thing is with Getty, it's not moving with great volume, relatively speaking. So 22.6 is where we are with Siga Tech right now. The high is a little over 24, all-time high 24.22 first thing this morning. So Siga is on the watch list. I'm watching it after the bell for potential move. Right now, I'm looking for other moves, potential moves with volume. So I need volume. Getty, yeah, I'll take a look at Getty, but you can see the volume down here is not great. We're talking about 20,000 shares a minute maximum, 30,000 here on this candle here. So we're not getting great volume. On the 5 minute, we've not had a single volume candle over 72,000. So Getty, while it's moving up, and it's moving up substantially, it's 170%, it's doing it on low volume right now. It's not a very liquid stock, so just be careful with that. Wait for the volume to come in. We might see this pop and pop really hard at the bell. What I teach is the classic gap and go. But it might not. So key levels that I would watch at the bell is $30, $31, the whole dollars basically on Getty Images. So it should pop over 29, but I'd look at $30, 31, 32, and whole dollars above that. Will it get a VWAP bounce? Right now it's just ranging between the, you know, above and below the VWAP. It's sideways. The VWAP, an indicator of it just ranging sideways. If the VWAP virtually horizontal, is that a word? It's virtually horizontal. So, and it's ranging above and below. So, and it's on low volume. So, but Getty Images is definitely one to watch. I've not got it on that thing. So, what I'll do is I'm going to get rid of Amazon and Apple. I'm going to put Siga on one. I don't want Intel on there, so I'm going to put Getty on this one. What else am I looking at today? Let's have a look at Faraday. No. Geovax, no. This is on the way down now. Senti Bioscience, and I'm still not seeing a catalyst, but it's on the way down. Put Amazon up there. More expensive, but okay. Now we've got some things to watch. Well, good luck to you, Kareem. Getty. Getting in at 28. It's a gamble on this level of volume. I mean, we're look right now. We've got no shares, 30 seconds in, and no shares have been traded. Oh, well, that's out to 2,500 shares traded on this one candle. So. Good luck to you, you know, trying to trade on pure technicals, but I need the volume. When you can look at the pattern and it may well work out for you, but right now I would say it needs the volume. We've got 20 minutes to the bell, guys. Volume's dried up. We had a little brief spell there at the top of the hour, but the kind of 8 o'clock, between 8 and 8:30, we had a brief spell with an increased volume across the board, but seems to have dried up a little bit now. Even Amazon got a little bit at the top of the hour, but even Amazon's volume. I mean, Amazon is a very liquid stock, and it's not trading over 100,000 a minute yet. So expect some volume to come in after the bell. See where we get to. Back to Tough Built. People asking about Tough Built, 712 at the moment. Well, you get the volume in the market to after the bell, Alistair. But 400 green before the bell, you're putting me to shame there. Well, you're not putting me to shame. I'm actually very proud. You're a walking testimony for the day trade with Tony course for sure. So fair play to you. My walking commercial there. It's a Friday though. Let's face facts. It's not only is it a Friday, we probably will be quite a bit of options activity today. But it's not only is it a Friday, it's the last trading day of the month. It's the last, last day before the weekend. So the lack of volume and the lack of liquidity in the market this morning, it's not really a surprise. Can't really say it's a surprise. Tell you about it, Alistair. I'm sure you can tell everyone about it. You spent a while studying it to learn my strategies. Just ask you one question, Alistair. Do my strategies work? Go and tell the filthy cunts. Does technical analysis work? Does trading on technical analysis and price action work? Trading on technical analysis alone won't work. Not in the long term, but trading on technical analysis and price action with good risk management does work. Yeah, well, Getty is holding 28 right now. That's where the VWAP is. Like I say, it's been ranging around the VWAP, give or take. We've got 15 minutes before the bell. If you get some volume comes in, Kareem, you get some volume comes in, I can see this getting back above $30 for sure, but it needs volume. We need volume across the market right now. That's what's a bit quiet at the moment. And that's why I don't give any guarantees of profitability, Alistair. If you stick to the strategy and you be disciplined about it, and I'm a walking testimony for it myself, is that you watch me deviate from my own strategy and lose money, and you've watched me do it live on stream. And if I stick to my strategy and remain disciplined and only take the good setups, you watch me make money. It is literally that simple. Don't deviate from the strategy. Not every trade's going to go. You've got to recognize from the fact that not every trade's going to go your way. So here on Tough Built, we got this initial move up, pull back, which is what I was waiting for. So there's a bull flag set up there, but I got faked out. Now, I didn't actually get faked out. I just didn't take profits early enough. So I was waiting for a bigger move. So the fact that this moved up, I should have taken profits for 5 cents instead. I was waiting for 10. But if I'd taken profits at 5 cents, I would have made money on this move. Instead, it moved down and I got out first as we broke this level. This one we absolutely got in. So we a wider, larger time frame. We got this move up, break up of new highs, and rode it up, took profits up at the top. So yes, and swift answer is the strategies work, the pattern breakouts work, technical analysis in line with risk management and price action, it does work. But you're going to have trades that go against you. You can't have 100% accuracy. Absolutely, Alistair. Get your own lines. I think yours should be not a what's the word for brain fart? People that do the wine. Not a sommelier. There you go. Total brain fart. Like, I knew it was filed away in there somewhere. Just couldn't find it. It was in the wrong cupboard. Not a sommelier. Don't sue me. If you don't like the wine, not a sommelier. Don't sue me. I keep talking about that Valpolicella Ripasso that I like. But if you don't like it, I'm not a sommelier. Don't sue me. I was resorting to Merlot last night. I was drinking Merlot. It's the cheap Merlot that I've got for when I have people over. Start off with the good wine, and because I've got the aerator, I start off with the good wine. Always start off with the good wine. After a couple of bottles in, then you bring out the crap wine. You stick it through the aerator, and nobody can tell the difference. So why waste good wine on people that are pissed? It's I'll drink the good wine when I'm drunk, but why would I waste it on other people that don't appreciate it? So last night it was all I had was the crap Merlot, and it wasn't great. It was all right. I mean, you stick it through the aerator and anything's palatable, but it was all right. Oh yeah. I'm letting you into some secrets now, little dunkers. So if you're having a dinner party or anything like that, get a carafe. I'm telling you, get a carafe, because you put the good wine into the carafe and people are drinking it and they know it's a good wine. They'll compliment you on the wine. It's aerated by using the carafe. And later in the evening, when you've got a couple of bottles in, using the same carafe, you put the cheap wine in and nobody can tell the difference. The aerator is fantastic. I bought it about 4 years. Funny enough, I was actually in the Philippines and I went to a nice restaurant in the Philippines, and there's not that many of them. And I ordered a lovely bottle of red there, and they put it through the aerator. And I'd never seen one before. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. They put it through the aerator, and I'm like, well, what does it do? So I got them to pour a glass with just out of the bottle, and I pour it through the aerator, and the difference was huge. So I put it through the aerator, and when I came back, I was on vacation over there. I came back, I was onto Amazon. I'm like, I want one. I need one. So that's where I got it. And yeah, I wouldn't be without it. It doesn't matter about the quality of the wine. It makes a good bottle of wine taste special, and it makes an average bottle of wine taste good, and a bad bottle of wine drinkable. So yeah, I would recommend aerated. Not so much for a white wine. If you're a red wine, if you like your red wine, that's what you use it for. White wines, you just stick that in the freezer until you get ice forming on the bottle, and then, you know, the colder a nice dry white is, the better it tastes. But red wine served at room temp, and again, open your bottle. They say 5 minutes in the bottle, 5 minutes in the glass. That's what they say before you drink it. With an aerator, you open it, it's 5 minutes in the bottle, but you don't need to leave it 5 minutes in the glass. And let's face it, who the hell wants to pour wine into the glass and look at it for 5 minutes before they drink it? No. Stick it through the aerator and you can quaff it straight back. Lovely. Nothing greater than an aerator. Look there, Alistair, you're a poet and you don't even know it. Okay, guys, we've got 9 minutes to the bell. I swear you guys make doing this stream worthwhile. We're a little behind on the likes today as we're coming into the bell, but no treats to give her anyway, so I'll forgive you today. She'll have to forgive you. She can have treats when we've been shopping later. Hey Darren, good to see you there. Really struggling with things to trade right now. Looking at Tough Belt, looking at Pagaya. There's just no volume, so don't trade Pagaya until it gets volume. Look for the break of $20. Watch for the break of $20. If it breaks $20, I can see Pagaya going up to 24, 25 today. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. Don't sue me. But I'm looking for the break of $20 at the bell. After the bell, not at the bell. HKD, so that moved up again on very low volume yesterday, dangerously low volume. I'm always wary of it, but it had a really good day. It went from Oh, bloody hell, it had a huge day. So it went from $70 up to nearly $200. So 198.50 from 69.50. So 70 to 199. That's bloody $121 move on this yesterday. Look at this. Let's move up. $121 it moved up to from the low to the high. But the actual volume on it yesterday was 2.5 million shares across the whole day. None of these candles, these are hourly candles, and not a single one of them is over 1 million shares. So you couldn't really trade that. Well, you could, but it was more gamble. If you're trading that action, it's on low volume. It's gambling more than it's actual trading. But look, a lot of us like a little flutter from time to time, and that kind of movement, we're going to have that on the watch list, because if that continues to move, that might be a. Is it shortable today? That's the question. Not shortable. Why is it not shortable? HKD's your #1 play today, Kareem? I'd be looking to short this, I would. I can't short it. And I'll keep an eye on it. It's a huge move. You don't have to take huge, well, you don't want to take huge share size with that kind of move. $121 move from $70 a share. You take 1,000 shares, you've made $121,000 there. Oh, Getty holding it at 28. It's down at 20. So cardinal sin there, Kareem. Cardinal sin, buddy. You've got a stop in place at 27. It's broke 27. Don't move your stop to accommodate the trade. Cardinal sin. Not saying it's not financial advice. I'm just saying that the more you do that, the more likely it is that you're going to lose money. It's like averaging down as well. So moving your stop down and accommodating it a little bit more if you've got a reason to do so. If the price action becomes a bit more volatile, if the spreads are a bit more rangy, then you might want to move your stop a little bit to accommodate some of the factors that you didn't take into account when you got into the trade, if that's the case. When it's not really got huge volatility in terms of fast moves, it's low volume. Moving your stop to accommodate the trade is I would look at the support. Where did it bounce previously? If you're going to move it, I wouldn't move it more than 20 to 26. So it bounced at $26 last time, and you've got the 200 EMA here as well. So I wouldn't put it down to 25.50. That's way too much. Just my own personal opinion, not financial advice. It's just the opinion of a profitable fat bloke on the internet. This is Getty Images. HKD, the spread at the moment is $4. The HKD's got 165 on the bid, 169 on the ask. Getty Images was the other one that we're talking about. Oh, the VWAP hasn't really moved. It's still up at 28. It's ranging above and below the VWAP, so 26 it's a push for the bounce for the low end. That's where it found support last time. It did bounce at 26.50. If it breaks 26.50, I think it might go back down to 26. So just be careful with that. What are we on? 2 minutes to the bell. Yes, happy days. No. I'll fix my movers are back. I can now fix my scanners. Minutes before the bell, have I got time? So maybe that wasn't the right idea. There's the bell. Get the just in time for the regular market. All right, let's see what this gives us. Yeah, it's a big spread up there at 169. Getty is back up to 27s, moving up to 28s. Siga sideways. Gaia, like I say, I'm watching 20, moved up to 20. We've now got an opening range on Pagaya. HKD. Yeah, the spreads are $4. It's just dropped $10, pretty much. So very volatile, low volume, high volatility. Dangerous to trade something like that. Getty needs to get over the VWAP for me. Watching that, and watching Pagaya, watching Siga. How's Tough Built getting on? Oh, Tough Built shot up over $7 and then pulled back. Well, let's just watch the opening range. If there's something that you want me to take a look at, just let me know, and I'll put it up on the screen. We're just watching the opening range form. So the first 5-minute candle to form on most of these. And then we know what we've got to break out of. We're getting a bit of a sell-off on the markets. We're getting a bit of a sell-off on the scanners. A sell-off on the stocks. Trading halt. SRPT. Let's have a look at that one for a bit of volatility. That's a downwards. Okay, spiking up. No. Lower volume. So I need volume to come into one of these. Tough build. A short tough build today. Not shortable. Why? Okay, just watch for some momentum. Just watching the signals. Doesn't seem to be the volatility, the volume right now. So I'm just watching for a bit of momentum to come in. We're getting moves. This is tough built. Gaia that I was watching for potential rally today. That's still on. We've seen how this moves, and it does like to sell off at the open and then move up after 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Siga. Similar kind of scenario, likes to move down at the open and then move up later. Siga broke all-time highs yesterday, so that's another one that potentially we will what we want to see. Yeah, not what you wanted, Kareem. So I hope you got out to your I hope you was true to your stop loss at 25.50. When it's extended like that, it's always dangerous to at the bell. That's the problem. It still might come good, but I hope you were true to your stop loss, buddy. Let's look at the S&P500 sell-off. Below the VWAP sell-off. Amazon trying to lead the way, making a comeback. So initial market sell-off at the open. We've now got 5 minutes, over 5 minutes. So the opening range is done. Now you can extend that 5 minutes to 15 or 10 or whatever you prefer. But I like to start off with 5 minutes, and if it breaks that 5 minute candle, that's the trend that I'm looking to potentially jump on if we've got volume and fast moves in that direction. But at this moment, if I'm looking at a tough build, I can't short it because it's not shortable for me. So as this continues to break lows, I will be looking for a short on that one. Gaia, as this makes a move up, I'm really looking for the break of $20. That's where it was rejected previously, so look for the break of $20 perhaps. We can look for patterns on the way up now. Ideally want to see that back above the VWAP. Getty still halted to the downside. Amazon is Apple moving up as well. Apple's starting to move up, so I think the market will follow now. So we've got a couple of leaders, so the market is following. So Amazon seems to be Amazon and Apple, based on their earnings last night, they're actually leading the market right now. So we're getting a move back upwards. The Russell index, which is what I'm looking at, it's sold off. It's still negative on the day. So Nasdaq staying positive. The markets are moving up. So Amazon's leading the way there with Apple following suit, and then the markets after. HKD, low volume. Geovac seems to be the one with the lower price, so it's 243, but it's having another good day today by the looks of it. Did this exact same thing first half an hour of the market yesterday. It rallied up and then sold off, and then kind of stagnated until the afternoon. I had another rally. If you like trading these lower price stocks, as you guys know that have come to my stream regularly, I try not to trade under $3. $3 a share. We're still green because we're green pre-market. 1900. Just waiting for the setup. And this is the thing, guys. Don't just take a setup just because you think you should be trading. Don't take a boredom setup. Be patient. At some stage today, we'll get a nice mover. Be patient. You can get on the back of it and make a nice tidy penny. It's all about patience and discipline. If you as a person, you know your own personality type than most people do. So if you don't have patience or discipline for yourself, then day trading probably isn't going to be for you. So you need both patience and discipline. Hey George, I'll have a look at TWM for you. It's an ETF. I don't know what this ETF's on though. So TWN is an ETF. It holds a position of a bunch of different companies, shares of a bunch of different companies, and trades that way. So there's no TWN. There's no volatility in it. Most ETFs are very low in volatility anyway. 203,000 shares traded on this. So this is another reason I don't trade ETFs. Is the lack of volatility. A couple of exceptions are the likes of the SPY and the Qs, huge volatility because they are tracking the market. And even then, it's only a couple of percentage points, but you get volume in there because it allows you to track the market. Long-term investments, for example, buy SPY and you can just stick it in there and lump sum average every month, and you're effectively tracking the S&P 500. So in the long term, if you're buying the SPY, not financial advice, guys, but if you're buying the SPY ETF, buying shares in the SPY ETF, the SPIDER, you're effectively tracking the S&P 500. Stuff built, trying to make a red to green move, a dip and rip maybe. See it over the VWAP, and we can potentially have a go. Same thing with Pagaya. Apple definitely. Look at Apple take off there. Wow. That's leading the market. So Amazon doing the same thing. Back up there at the 200 EMA. That will have a knock-on effect to the market. So Nasdaq very green, going green. That's a big rip for the Nasdaq and the SPY, the S&P 500. The Russell not quite got there yet, but it's trying to get green on the day. It's trying hard. I sound like a bloody commentator on a football game, something. Getty resumed. It gapped down, moved up, pull back. Needs to get over 25 to be of interest. Where's Pagaya? Where's Tough Built? I want to see it break the VWAP. Test $7, then retest the VWAP as support, and then move up. Tough Built could be of interest. Gaia, no volume yet. Siga just selling off. Let's have a look at the scanners whilst we check this out. F45, FXLV. I'll have a look at the chart before I bet the catalyst. Okay, so this is not something I'm going to be trading, but 230 popped up. This is F45 Training Holdings. Here we go. Need a pullback. Waiting for a pullback now. Didn't get it with him. There's a micro pullback. Got a 10-cent trailing stop to get me out there. Kind of broke even on that one. So we're in tough built for 5,000 shares. We're in at 718, looking for 10 cents as a minimum. Always 706 on that candle on the 2-minute. Oh, can we test 730? Getting lower highs. The opening range high was 730. We just got rejected at 728. So spreads are about 5-6 cents as well. So just be wary of that. Oh. Take some profit there. Look for an ad. Added, and I'll put a 10-cent stop in place. Trailing stop. Probably will get stopped out, but let's see where it takes me, where I get stopped out. Take the green on tough built today. There we go. Very close to stopping out. There we go. So we're 2,700 up on the day. Green on tough built. That was the starting. Now we need another. That would have been a good entry actually at 750. So that pullback to 750 would have been a good entry. Support at the $0.50. Now I need another entry. Okay, and a little bit of a pullback maybe. Oh, we filled that wick very, very quickly. Let's see how quickly this moves up. Okay, to buy this dip, 750. Pulls back that far. Candle 58. Of that green when it pulled back, it bounced at 45. The Getty's starting to make a move up now. It's back up at 26s. It's up at the VWAP. It needs to break the VWAP and hold it. So it needs to break 27 really. It needs to close above the VWAP. And Getty, you still in? Up at 28? Good luck. Bought the dip. Might have got faked out there. We broke a new high, but pulling back a little bit again. All the way back. Break of the $0.50 back up. Now we're looking for reduce our exposure a little over 760. $750, $753 on the ask. Our average cost is $761 at the moment. Move up to 7, looking for break of a new high. $55, $57, $58 on the ask. On the 5 minute, the high is 63. We need a break of 63 on the 5 minute. Definitely a flag formation. What happened there? I didn't press any button there. What happened there? I just got exited from my position. What the hell happened there? I'm not happy about that. There's no reason why that should have happened. Oh, well, look, it cost me about $500. That's not a little bit annoyed about it. I don't know why that happened. I never pressed anything. I mean, I've got my fingers over the hotkeys, but I didn't actually press anything. We've still got waiting for this breakout at 760. We've got flat top formation, we've got flag formation, we've got flat top formation, we've got upwards ascending triangle or ascending wedge. We've got lots of things here that are basically saying 760 is the breakout that you're looking for. These are not the droids you're looking for. 760. Did you manage to get out on time, Karim? Yeah, I think you might have had to average down to get that. Getting higher lows still. Low on the 1 minute. So this is the first red candle on the 5 minute. Still looking at 62, 63 for the breakout. As long as we're getting higher lows. 730 is the low of this candle. If it breaks below that, then I'm kind of done with it. But I'm a little bit annoyed at being liquidated there. I don't know what happened. Oh shit. Look at HKD go. Look at that. Volatility halt. This is $1.80. This is AMTD Digital. It started off at $180. It's now up at $254. That's a hell. That's over $75 move. Maybe I should have just taken 500 shares for that. Just on speculation. I can't. No reason why this is moving up, but it's low volume. You can't really. It would have been a nice gamble. It would have been a nice gamble, but you can't really. You can't really trade that. 8,500 shares a minute. Just stay away from it. It's nice to speculate. If I'd just taken 500 shares, if I'd taken 100 shares there at $75, you know, there's a nice $7.5 grand in there. Let's go. What have you? $75 move. Just it. You can speculate. And it's think moves like that you know makes you romanticize the market a little bit. Oh, but here we go. We're looking for this breakout. $2,200 up at the moment. That's our gains on the day. Right, okay, so that's kind of broke that flag formation. What else? Gaia, you went red. Siga, you're still red. What else is moving? I like intelligent living applications. Why? Has this dropped some news or is it just sector volatility? Just generic sector volatility, it looks like. Occasionally bounces. I mean, this was a recent IPO, so we get that volatility on some of these. And we're getting reasonable volume coming in as well. It's only an 8 million float, 8 million share float. $2.30. Probably not quite as volatile as you want it to be to trade it. Okay, what else? Tough build. So, because I've got to look at the volume as well as the move. That's the big thing here. So, top of the list is tough built right now on the 15. Geovax on the session. F45 training. Smaller price one. Quite a bit moving up now on the kind of $2-3 price. Not a lot above $3, which is really what I like to trade. Amazon is still up there at 136. It's been testing 137 again. Amazon. Wait. Tough built. I missed the breakout. Look for the break of 750. Best of 760. The breakout at 735. We're getting like 400,000 shares a minute on tough built, so we've certainly got the volume. Need a nice volatile push upwards, not a volatile push downwards. Thank you very much. That candle was 55. This is downwards channeling, which typically would break upwards. Looking at the 2 minute, it's a nice downwards channel. Typically that would break upwards. You're doing that. So how you doing now, Kareem? Quiet in the chat. We're doing. We've not had any extra likes since in the last half an hour. I can't believe the last half an hour has been that boring that I've not had any likes. Got to 2,000 just before the bell, and we've not had any likes since. What's going on, guys? Do I need to change my deodorant or something? All the way down to the bottom of this this channel. Get down to the VWAP. Get a bounce on the VWAP, maybe. Is Mara moving back up again, is it? Yeah, I'm trying to trade Tough Built as well, but it's not playing ball with me today. Thinking that it's going to add to the position there, and then got 10 more cents, so 720. Stop at 720. Not adding any more to that position because it's in a losing position right now. We just want it to move back up to the and try and break out the top of that channel range. On the 2 minute, a little bit more pronounced, which is what I'm looking at actually. I'm looking. You're watching the 1 minute, but I'm actually looking mostly at the 2 minute myself. And of course the 5 minute for additional support or whatever. And take a look at what else is moving whilst we're in that. Put my stop in place, and my plan now is for that to reach the top of the channel. Just trade the range in the channel or the breakout. So top of this channel now is 40, 48, 46. Getty halted again. What's going on with Getty? Another volatility halt down. I'm glad I didn't try Getty. Not even shortable. Gaia, maybe we'll get a little bit of volatility in Pagaya later. It's been making, here we go. I've got to the top of the channel, all right. Well, not quite, but not far off. Well, we've got 40 on the ask. We're in at 42. So there's 2 cent spread. Down 4 cents at the moment. Nice to get back up and test the $0.50. There we go. So we'll put a 10 cent trailing stop in there, right at the top of the channel. We've got 5,000 shares. But it's not looking like breaking out. Oh, there we go. Will we get past the $0.50? Broke out of the channel. At least break even now on this move. Need to see it break out further. Might just cash this in. $42 is my stop right now. Trailing stop went up to 52. Well, Softbuilt's not playing ball at the moment. It's time. Break new highs here. There we go. We're making ground. We just had a little bit of a breakout of the channel on the 5 minute. We broke out on the 1 on the 2 minute. Now we broke out on the 5 minute. So we should get a nice move up and maybe up to 760. Trying. Oh, we'll get $150 out of this if nothing else. Maybe I should just put a 5 cent stop in place instead. Not moving as quickly as I want it to. We've got the breakout, but it's not looking strong enough. I don't think we've got we're getting decent volume, but it's just not looking strong enough for a clean breakout. No, Getty Images. Are you going to bounce? No. This is just selling, continuing to sell off. XLV, we're at 45. F45. I've just how slow am I? FXLV, Roman numerals for 45. XLV, so FXLV. Sheesh, how slow am I? Amazon not stopping. Apple, if Apple gets to kind of 162.50s, this is going to go up probably to 163.50 maybe. Got a nice double bottom forming here, so it needs to get over 162.50. Amazon, that's just I just mentioned. So Nasdaq having a great day again. 120 base points up at the moment. The S&P 500 just shy of a percentage up. Russell and the Dow Jones similar percentage. So the Russell index is moving up. It's made good gains, but it's 0.35% up on the day. Yeah, I was right to get out. It's just not, moves aren't, classy enough. Where's Siga, by the way? Oh, we've not quite had a move up to highs yet on Siga. I'm not going to trade the rest of the day after this stream. I think I'm going to take my 2600 and go right now, unless we get a move in the next 5 minutes, because I need to go and do some shopping. There's going to be no late stream this evening. There's not going to be no power hour stream this evening. Just going to get some nice wine, settle back, and enjoy my evening, I think. Let's have a look at Trader View. Reports, where are we? Oh, 2600 on that. That's another $2,000 on top of that. And I want detailed reports. Total gain this month. I want the total gain for forever. That's making me look better than I am. So we're currently 149,000. So after this, 152. That's a bloody good month. What am I net right now? Just pull up my net numbers. So net 127. So 130 after today, give or take. So it means I'll be able to withdraw 100k. Might be just under 30k left in the account, but it'll just over 100k it'll be. Unless we see something move in the next 10 minutes. July's wrapped up, absolutely. So Pagaya's not going north at all. I mean, I know you said 2 minutes ago, but it needs to get over 18. I was expecting it to be up, beat 20. It did get above 20. I traded that up, but I was expecting it to beat 20 today during the market. Now there's still time. Pagaya has form for moving later in the day. So I'm still going to be watching this for the next hour, maybe, before I go shopping. I'll walk the dog, come back up, check on things, see what's moving. If there's nothing moving, I'll go and do my shopping and call it quits for the day, for the week, and for the month. I've had a good week. I'm having a good day. I've had a very good month. So I can't complain no matter what happens today. 2600 up on the day is a good day. If you want to know how to do it, if you want to do it yourself, I'm not saying you will, but I can teach you the methods and the strategies that I use, that give you the knowledge that I have. On a one-to-one basis, you get access to the Discord as well. Just come join me on the Day Trade with Tony course. I'm going to be doing some work on that over the next 2 days, over the weekend. So watch this space. Well, I've had two stocks, two green stocks, so that's good for my accuracy. I've actually really good accuracy at the moment in July. But good for the accuracy. Tough Built was a bit choppy for me. I think you managed to probably get more out of Tough Built than I did, Alistair. It was very choppy for me. Let's have a look at where it is right now. It had that. Oh, there we go. We had a little bit of a spike up. Possible double top there, so don't touch Tough Built right now unless it gets back up to the highs. So double top here on the devil horns. Look at it on the 5 minute. Let's zoom in. You've got devil horns here on the 5 minute. It's a double top that you don't want to be touching. Yeah, on the 2 minute, it's very pronounced. Zoom back in. So move up, down, up. It's a double tops. Typically break downwards. Very bearish signal, and you've got the devil horns on the 5 minute as well, which is a confirmation signal. So don't try and get in long on tough built just now. Wait for it to, maybe you'll get a bounce at the VWAP. I doubt it. It probably will come all the way down to the bottom of this channel that it was trading in before. So maybe a bounce at the whole $7. Don't get in it. I wouldn't get in it before that now. We're back into the channel, so it's now got to break out of the channel before you consider trading that. So the Gaia down at 16s. Look for a bounce, guys. Where did we bounce before? The last bounce pre-market was 16 on the money. All right, what else is moving? Nothing. Okay, well, I'm just going to be a sellout and show you guys where to find the day trade with Tony Coates. So if you're wondering, so this is me. Click on my profile, go into my profile, pull this across for the YouTube crowd as well. You've got my profile, the link tree. You click on the link tree, it opens this splash screen. Now the splash screen brings you to my link tree, okay? You might not have the splash screen. It doesn't open that on my mobile, it just does it on the desktop here. So if you want to know where these links can be found in YouTube, then just go into the description. These links are all on YouTube. You want to reach out to me directly, you can reach out to me directly via my socials, or DM me on the socials, or reach out to me via email. I answer all questions. If you reach out to me on any of those, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You want to learn how to trade? Day trade with Tony. That's what I would recommend. Probably the top 3 best, one of the top 3 best day trading courses you'll ever come across. Here's the syllabus. Get in it right now whilst you can. Introduction to trading. You can actually check out that lesson on YouTube for free, but the rest is part of the course. There's about 20 hours of recorded lecture material between the day trade course and the swing trade course. Right now the swing trade course is included, but after I've padded this out over the weekend, it will no longer be included. If you're already currently a day trade with Tony student, then you'll continue to get this swing trade course, but the padded out version will be separate. And you can obviously add it if you want to, but that's fine. You get all of that plus a load of ebook reading material for the princely sum of $150 a month. That's a subscription. You can get through the course in a month, no problem at all. Most people that sign up are getting benefit from it. They stick around for about 3 months. It takes about 3 months to learn all of the concepts and practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. You want to keep scrolling down just to prove that I'm profitable. The last 6 months, the first 6 months of the year, I've got all my profitability here in terms of the statistics. You'll see in May, for example, I wasn't profitable. Well, it was a green month in terms of the trade profit, but I actually lost money in May. So there's not every month is a green month. If you want to know how I find stocks to trade, Benzinga, so these scanners that you see in the middle of the screen on TikTok, to the left of the screen on Twitch and YouTube, these scanners are Benzinga scanners. So check this out, Benzinga, really, really good. You got the scanners, you've got the rolling news. For those of you who joined me for the power hour and after hours last night for the earnings drop, it was Benzinga that I was using for the earnings drop. You get real-time alerts and signals. You've got the calendars for IPOs and the likes as well. Get a free trial. Just try it out for 14 days. If you don't like it, then you don't have to continue with it. But if you do, you can go back to my link tree and use this code DTWT35 and it'll get you 35% off for life. So that's really good. Trading View. If you click this, it will bring you to Trading View. Now this is Trading View. These are my stats for July. So I'm signing off at the moment. 152,000, 151,000 to the good. So which means so if I take just over 2,000, 2,500 on this, it'll take me to 152,000. I'll take that'll take me to about 130,000 net. Yes, I've racked up about $30,000 worth of transaction fees, commissions, and charges and things. So really good month this month. 8,300 is my average. It's actually come down a bit. About 8,200 is my average gain per day. Been a really good month. Back up to 80% accuracy. It will stay about 80% because I've had 100% accuracy so far. If I look at win-loss expectation, risk reward, so 4 to 1 on the accuracy, and a better than it's better than 3 to 1 on the risk reward. This month shows a really good month for profitability. Where does that mean? Leave me on the year. So this is, and I covered this off yesterday on YouTube. So 695 is the trade profit. It's right now the net profit is a little over 560. So we're in good shape. 5 months left. If we do 100,000 a month, we'll be millionaires, literally. So we'll have done $1 million this in trade profit if we do 100,000 a month between now and the end of the year. So this is July signing off. I'm going to be withdrawing about 100,000 off from my broker later today. That'll come off my account pretty much instantly. They do process it fairly quickly, but it won't hit my bank until next week. So they take it out fairly quickly, and it does take a while to process. If you're with Capital Markets Elite and let's say you blow up your account on next Monday, they might not have processed the withdrawal, and you can actually cancel that. You can get in touch with them and cancel that, and they'll refund it back to you. So that's another good thing with Capital Markets Elite. The support's really good and really quick. Well, I found them to be really quick. Best instrument by a long shot, and it will be even added to today, is Pagaya. So Euroclean across the year. Pagaya is very close to third. It's actually a good second, but with a very close third coming in with GRNA. Forge 44k across the year so far. So we've made some good gains. Our biggest loss, biggest loser, I just shouldn't trade NRGV. Probably not a good stock. I should put that on the no trade list. So if you look at was win-loss expectation, days and times. So across the year, you can see I'm trading I probably trade more pre-market, but I don't make the money. So between 7:30 and 8, I'm able to trade from 7:30 to 8. So I've made 12k across the whole year. Between 8 and 9, I've made 84k across the whole year. The majority of my gains come between 10 and 10:30, actually. Probably even between the other two times. So the majority of my gains come in that first hour of the market open. You can see where we're finishing. June, my best month of the year, followed by July, and then January. It's not much between July and January, not huge amounts between July and January, but June stands out. So the J's have been good for us. May we didn't really do much at all. We made 2k, but after transactions and charges, we actually lost money. So that's TraderView. Check that out. There's a freemium plan you can use. You can log your trades for free. If you're using Dash Trader, if you're on the day trade with Tony course, I would recommend you use this. Even if you're just using the freemium version, you can use it for free. It does log about 100 trades a month. It's not expensive if you do want to upgrade. It cost me about 30 quid a month to get all of these stats as well, and be able to drill into that and unlimited trades. So that's that's me signing off for the day. I'll be back at it on Monday. New day, new week, new month. I'll be back at it on Monday, 90 minutes before the market opens, and that's 8 o'clock market time. That's 1 o'clock. Why are you not doing this for me, TikTok? There we go. So I'll be back at it, as I say, 2.5 hours before the market, 90 minutes before the market opens for 2 hours. So that's 8 o'clock market time, 1 p.m. here in Ireland or the UK, 2 p.m. on the continent. And yeah, we'll do it all again. So in the meantime, enjoy your weekend, guys. And I'll see you all on Monday. So what charting platform, Klaatu? I'm using Dash Trader. I just showed that in the... I showed that in the link tree. There's a link to Dash Trader in the link tree, so if you want to check that out as well. And I'll see you all on Monday. July wrapped up. We'll do it all again. We'll start with 30k on Monday, so it'll be a much smaller account. I won't be taking the huge sizes that I do at the end of each month. I'll be a lot more cautious. So enjoy your weekend. I'll take the dog for a walk before I go shopping. Catch you later, guys.